Hello, today I'm going to show you how you can get a high quality asset in Playcanvas. Playcanvas is a online game engine which you can use for free as a trial version. You will be getting 1 GB to use. So this is a flower base which indicates like almost all kinds of material. One is this metallic and transparency, refraction, uh, also this rough surface. Now I'll show you how these models are created, and also this is the render from iRay substance render. So I increase the opacity a bit. I have reduced the opacity a bit such that in Play Canvas it will look a bit normal, and also the specularity of this or the um, metal color is bit more saturated than what you see in Play Canvas. So with these you will get the desired quality from Play Canvas. I'll show you one more. Okay, so this is another render. Even though you see this much uh, good quality in iRay, in Play Canvas the quality is a bit low, but we can get at least this from the Play Canvas. Let's see how we can do that. I'll show you the model. So Play Canvas receives only FBX. It receives also OBJ, but they prefer FBX, and it works well. There are certain import settings that we need to follow, but it works. So here there are three materials for this mesh. So one is this bottle which contains metallic rim and also the glass. So these two are in one material. I have created in such a way so that I can experiment with the canvas. But if you're creating a transparent object, it is recommended to have a separate material than to keep it together with uh, other kinds of material. So inside this, there is a water mesh too. You can see it over here, and there are flowers. So water is one material, glass bottle is one material, and also the flower is another material. So three materials all together. I'll show you the textures. If you look at Play Canvas workflow, they mention PBR specular gloss, but don't get confused with it. If you're following PBR specular gloss, it is gonna be a nightmare. So I'll show you how the materials are. Like all other game engines such as Unity, it's quite similar. So you have the ambient occlusion slot, diffuse slot, where you can also give a tint, and specular. So this is where you get pretty confused. This will be unchecked at first, okay? And what you see is a specular channel and also glossiness. So specular glossiness is another workflow, but if you're following that here, you won't get the same quality. Instead, you can follow the like common workflow, PBR metal rough, and you can just check this metalness, okay, and apply the metallic map. And for the glossiness, I'll show you how you can get glossiness map out of roughness, okay. And the other slots are emissive. You can apply emissive map and also give a tint if you want. And opacity, there are alpha, additive, uh, additive alpha, screen multiplied alpha, and all of these, I feel pre-multiplied alpha works best. Alpha. These two respond to the map that we apply better. Additive is similar to like it glows. So if we have a neon or hologram kind of effect, this is good. Okay. And now we have also have a normal map slot, then parallax. If you're working with some illusion kind of thing, this is a good example. You can use these maps. And we have cube maps or spear maps. So cube map uses a six-sided cube to give us skybox, right? Um, and other things are refraction. This is where you find all those refraction settings. I'll show you how to apply them. And we have light maps. There are two kinds of light map, which is inbuilt Playcanvas light map settings, and also external light map. We have to render light maps from other softwares and get it here. The problem is, if we are using inbuilt light map feature, you won't get the bounce light and the natural lightings. Instead, you'll just get a shadow information, which is good for quick workflow, and also to get the shadows and optimize it better. Uh, but instead, if you want a quality one, then you need to go to Maya Max Blender and bake it from there and get it here. Okay. And these are few settings you might get pretty confused. For now, keep all of them checked. Yep. So I'll show you the PBR textures. Okay. So we have base color. This won't be there when we export from Substance or Mixer, anything. But we can create from roughness. So what we actually need is base color, metallic, normal if needed, and roughness PBR. Okay, so this is a white and black information. In normal, I think we have some details over here, and then we have roughness. So how do we get glossiness from roughness map? Well, it's just simple. Take it to some photo editing program, and then just invert this, and we get glossiness. That's it. Okay, so I've imported. Okay, I'll show you from a basic. So when we import these things, it won't look as good as what we think it will, but I'll show you how to make it good. Okay, just need to delete that. Okay, I'll just create a folder. And don't worry guys, the canvas is a bit slow. You can see the loading bar moving over here. And one annoying thing that I found is that sometimes if you're importing a large scene or a mesh, it it doesn't show here at first, but after some 1 minute it starts showing, and then we understand, okay, it is uploading. So play canvas is a bit slow, but it works fine. Okay, what the heck is this? Yeah, so I got lost over there. Sorry about that. So this is another problem that I face. Sometimes if I create or upload something, it keeps on loading forever. So a fix for that, just reload the site and it works fine. Mesh. And importing here is pretty simple. It's just drag and drop. Okay. But make sure it is FBX. Nothing else works better than that. The Playcanvas documentation itself suggests to import FBX. Okay, I'm just importing this. just like I said, it's only drag and drop. So because this is a small scene, it uploaded very quickly. But if it is a large object or a scene, it's gonna take forever. Maybe not much, but at least of 1 or 2 minutes you will be sitting here waiting. Okay, so when we import, so import feature, I'll show you. There are few complex things, but make sure you have done this. If there are options, if you want to convert it to GLP, you will get more freedom. So if I drag this onto the C, okay, okay, come on, work. This is what I said. Just reload this. It will be fine. Yeah, now it works. Okay, seems like it is pretty small. Maybe 10 should work. Okay, 100, 100. So these are the transform section. You can just scale, rotate, move, just like Unity. I have imported this as a FPX, but now the problem is I cannot select anything. Like I cannot select any sub objects inside this. These are all separate elements. They're not elements. They are separate objects, but I cannot select them. So if you want to have this, you can do that. But if you want a bit more freedom, you can import as JLB. Okay, there are bit complex things. I'll show you in another video. Okay, so let's just delete these and see how it will be if we import as a GLB. Sorry, as a task. Check this, and now let's try again. Okay, now I'm dragging this. Oh, I forgot to do one more thing. Just a second. So if you want to have the freedom of selecting each thing, make sure you check this as well. Import hierarchy. And now if I drag this onto the scene, okay, now I'll get all the options that I need. See, I have a flower, pebbles, water, right? So as a shot, we get a JSON file. This is a JSON file. So if I import this, I'll get point one now. Okay. This is another problem that I faced. Okay. If I'm importing as FBX, the scale is quite different. But if I'm importing as a normal GLB, I get a proper scale. This is another thing to be noted. Okay. Now I have all the hierarchy: bottle, water, pebbles, flower. 3 flowers are there. Okay. You can either use this is fine, it doesn't make a difference, or you can create another one and apply it to them. It's just drag and drop, drag on top of the mesh and it applies. Okay, now I'll import the textures. Okay, to rename we cannot rename in this way. Just click on the folder or whatever, folder, mesh, or any object, and just come over here, rename this. This is how it works in Playcanvas. Okay, I have and next problem is I cannot drag drag the folder onto Playcanvas. If I try that, let's see. Does it work? No. So let's create folders by ourselves and do the manual work. Base, that's enough. Now another folder type. Okay. You need to hit enter to get applied, right? Enter. Yep. Let's start with the base. Yeah. So since we are using glossiness, we don't need a roughness map. But I'll tell you what we need: base color, glossiness, metallic, normal if needed. Okay, just drag them onto the scene. Fuck. Yeah. If make sure you also have a proper internet, or you'll be getting such warnings. And okay, let's come back to this mesh. What I've added is the base. Okay, just click on the folder, diffuse, drag diffuse to diffuse cloud, and hope like there is this feature when we drag one material, when one texture and everything else gets applied, but that works only sometimes. So what I've done is it is a specular workflow, so you can just check this to use metallic map. You don't need to worry about that, right? And for glossiness, just apply glossiness. Okay, and you need to check, like, move the slider to work, get it working, right? um what other things are there? Yes, opacity, and also I'll apply normals. Opacity, that's it. Like I said, you can use alpha. uh, 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 um, Alpha channel, yeah. You need to come over here, so it reads base color. So I don't think there's a checkbox as such, but just drag in our diffuse map and alpha channel there is opacity information. So I've dragged opacity into this. So if we turn this to pre-multiplied alpha, it is quite better, but we won't be able to notice that right now. We will be seeing that in the end. Okay. So all these are done. Make sure these are all checked. Okay. Now I'll show you. I'll come back to this. There is something with this option. Okay. Let's apply the next thing. Flower. Did I apply? Okay. Fine. Flower. Okay. I think everything is applied. Right. No, it's not applied. Okay. Alright. All right. Delete. Yep, flower. Let's come back to flower. Diffuse, clarity, check, metalness, metal applied, glossiness applied. Okay. Then normals, I think it's already applied. Okay. So yeah, it looks like a flower, isn't it? But all these looks pretty bad. So that was my first worry. Okay, now for the water, I have the textures for water, but I think we can use a basic material to create a material. Just right click. You have all these options. You can create folders, cube map, materials, scripts, shaders. Right. So let's rename this to water. Okay. Apply this to water. Since if I drag it over here, it gets applied to the bottle, but I want to apply it to the water. That's it. Okay. It doesn't work like this. Huh? Bottle, just uncheck, and this is the visibility. Okay. In case you want to do that, you can do that. Or this is one way to apply the material. Or come over here. So this has a material ID, right? I will just drag this over here. Yeah. So this is another way. All right. We have water. So how do you get a refraction in the scene? So Playcanvas suggests in order to work, like in order for refraction to work, we need skybox. Okay, so I'll create a skybox over here. For that, I'll create a folder. Rename this with to Cubemap. You can get any kinds of Cubemap. Hope you guys know what's a Cubemap. I'll create a Cubemap. Okay, so this is a square. It is a cube. Okay, we have 6 sides, so it's unwrapped in a cross section, right? We can find a lot of cube maps online, but I'll use what I've already have. Let's just reload. Cube map refraction, yes. That's why I've kept inside this, because refraction works only when there is cube map. And also um, all these materials look better only when there is cube map. Otherwise it looks like shit, right? Let's just apply. Yeah, we need to figure these things out. It's quite how did I do that? Yep, everything looks pretty good. So this is a good feature. Just apply one, just apply the front, and everything else gets attached. Maybe it's based on name, or who knows. But this is this is how it works in Playcanvas. Okay, let's apply Cubemap. Just drag onto the scene, and it gets applied. Okay, and still it looks like shit. Yes, I'll work the magic out. Classiness, no. Another uh, trick that I used is right now we have a directional light. Okay, it is quite limited what we can do with the directional light, but instead we can have more lights, right? Okay, what's this? All the information is over here. Okay, I have a point light. Oh, these are the 3 lights we have in Play Canvas. One is directional, one is spot and point. Okay, and just move them, place it better. So the sun is coming from over there. Sun is coming over there. And where is our other one? Okay. We need to rotate this. Reset option from here. Okay, rotation. We don't have the shortcuts like other 3D programs, which is W, E, and R, but we need to come over here, click these, and use them in case if we need. Okay, right. Yeah. Sun is coming from there. Okay, now see how dark it is, but we can fix it. We have fix for everything. You see, now we can have tons of light and it can make the scene look bad. You know why? Because there are too many shadows. See, I just disable them, increase the intensity. 1.1. No, 1.1. Now uncheck shadows, cast shadows. So it is not casting any short shadows, but it gives decent lighting. Okay, if you want to have more, you can do that. You have the complete freedom to do it. Okay. Now, still it looks bad, isn't it? So, what we can notice is that this is too dark. So another trick that I did is just give a bit of emissiveness to this. That's a neat little trick, but oh no, it looks bad, isn't it? But just add zero point 0.1 or 2 value, we can increase a bit more. No, 2, 1.5. Okay, this is one. Metallic. If you keep it these 2.5, it will look better. Oh, sorry, 50, not 0.5. Yeah. Uh, so it should be metallic. All these glass are has metallic properties, and also these. Ah, I'll show you what other tricks that I have. So if you uncheck this, it looks more metallic. I don't know why, but it works. Gamma makes all these more whitish, like it gives a 10.3. Hey, okay, that's enough. If we have too much emissiveness, it doesn't look good. Yeah, we are getting there. We are almost done. We can do the same for the flower material as well. It's with it's up to you guys. If you want to have some good looks, then follow this. And these are few hacks that I found. Yeah, see, just a slight amount, but it makes a big difference, right? And this one, it looks dark, doesn't it? You can give a tint to a bright color, but I'm not gonna do that because it will affect all the whole mesh. Right? What else can we do? We can add one more light over here. Duplicate. Since the light is coming from here, we don't have any light coming from behind, like a rim light or something. If you have a good lighting, we can see the objects better. So make sure the intensity is low from behind, not this low, but zero point 0.8 should work. Okay, range, I think it's let it be small. So these are different options that you can work with. Linear, as it gets further away from the source, it fades in a bit. Inverse square, I think it, huh. This kind of multiplies the effect that we have. I think linear works better. Okay. All right. Cut the crap. What else can we do? We can do refractions, right? Since we have applied Cubemap, I'll show you how to apply refractions. So I think this is the material that we have. Yeah, I created it and renamed it. Color, I don't think we need that right now. For the refraction, these are the settings. Make sure this is checked. Use skybox, use lighting. Yeah, only then it works better. And now lightmaps, it's in environment, right? Refractions. Okay, refraction of index. I thought this got replaced. No. Okay. Oh, I understood. So I think it refers to the ID or something. Let's give a color to it. Okay, this is the one. Green. I like green more. What else should I do? So why this refraction isn't working? I have told you from the beginning. So refraction works only when there is a cube map, right? So that's why there is a slot over here. So I've just dragged it onto this, and all of a sudden it starts working. Oh, yeah. So you can play around with the settings. And did I scale this? Okay, I just dragged this into inside that. So these kind of issues you might face, but be cool. Okay, let's go to this material. I'm giving such color because it like the light coming from the sun is almost yellow, and I want a green tint. So I just reduced the color from it, and it interacts pretty well. Okay. So water, how does water react to the light? So it is reflective, right? Let's see. Uh, Fraction of index. Make sure it is the right amount. Play around. If you want a bit more accurate results, just search in internet what is the refraction of index for water. Each object has its own index of refraction. Yeah. So water also has index of refraction. If you apply the same correct number, you will get accurate results. Okay. Now, so this kind of works, right? It is almost refracting. It is refracting, right? But we want to see how is water. It is transparent, and we can see whatever is inside it. So to get that effect, I come to opacity. I use additive, not additive, multiplied pre-alpha, reduce the opacity. So I get both the refraction and also the opacity, transparency. But the limitation is if I come to a low angle, it disappears. So it's your call what to do. So I haven't found a fix for this, but if I do, I will make sure that I will share it with you guys. Right. Okay. And now it looks a bit dull, isn't it? We can do the same over here. Follow the same tips and tricks. Yes. Point one. I think the opacity is too much. Erase it. Uh, for refraction to work better, we need to come over specular and crank this up to 100. See, the difference is quite drastic. Yes. Yeah. So we got the effect. We can reduce the opacity a bit more. Right now it's like a colored water than a water. So I think this is good. Okay. Now, so we kind of got good effects. Now you can see. Did I uncheck gamma on this? Let's come and see. Okay, so this is a difference. If I turn on gamma, it all has a white tint and it doesn't look like a metal. Right? Metals are not in such way. So I've even for the glass. So glass also has a metallic property. So that's why it reflects better. So if I uncheck gamma, so and also the opacity like I mentioned. So it looks quite good in here, but the actual material has very less opacity. I'll show you. So this is kind of like a dark uh, glass, but here it looks fine. So this is what I've been telling. You can increase the saturation of these metallic objects and also increase the transparency, the opacity for this. So when it comes to play canvas, it looks fine. So we are almost done. There isn't much of a settings to do. We can do this if you want to. We can increase. Oh, it's already full. We can play around with this and get a desired effect. So if you're cranking this up, what it does, it doesn't override the glossiness. It is kind of like an addition to the glossiness map. It works like the glossiness map works completely when it is 100, and if it is reduced, it keeps reducing from this. So let's keep 100 because it reads complete glossiness map. Okay. Now the specularity of this can be 0. Right? Even for this, the specularity is too much, I feel. Specularity in the sense the reflections. Okay, looks good. Where is it? Hotel. That's it. Okay, let's give tint to this color. Yeah, now it looks a bit more better. Yeah, sounds good. Oh, another thing, you can also decide, I think, Oh no, we can't. We cannot. Okay, so this is pretty much it. You just have to drag Cubemap to the material and it works fine. Thank you guys. This is how you get high quality PBR workflow and Play Canvas. See you around. Bye.